Hello, you've reached Philip Ward. I just want to thank you for giving me a call and being a part of this project. Feel free to say whatever you'd like. Thanks.
You know what's fucking stupid? I haven't talked to this person in like more than a year. And I told myself if that happened, if it lasted a year in no contact, that there is no difference between no contact and just not talking anymore at all. But I still find myself finding things in the store, seeing things online, hearing music, eating food that makes me think of them, and I think, oh, I can't wait to tell them about it, and boom, fucking nothing, radio silence, bullshit. How can it be so easy for someone not to talk to you when every single fucking day all you want to do is talk to them? Fuck, dude, I don't know.
I don't know how many times I can call this number and then hang up after it before I'm ready to say something. I feel like everyone in my life is better with me not in it. And I know the cliche of maybe you're just depressed and you think these things now. But when you get thrown out multiple times, and it's always the same reason, my inability to listen, my inability to calm down, my anger taking over. How many times am I going to beat a dead horse before I finally understand that I'm the problem? And every time I try to do something to fix it, I don't know, something else in life pops up, and then it just doesn't get fixed. I'm in a constant cycle of just highs and lows. And sure, the highs are getting higher, but the lows are starting to take a toll. I can't keep being this strong internally. I can't keep putting so much effort out for it all to be for nothing. It's probably just the way I think, the way I was raised, the way I was wired. That's the way I am. But sometimes I think maybe certain people just shouldn't be around.
I am sitting in my room alone for the first time in a few years, and it's painful. I don't think people understand how humans work. We're social creatures. We need each other to, survive and thrive. And I don't think I am built to be alone. But I don't know how to say that, so I'm here in my room with a job that makes me happy, but I don't know if it's worth it, if it means I live alone, even if it is just for a few months. Yeah.
Okay, this is my third one and going to be my last one for a while, so buckle up. I like how I treat this like my personal journal, and I always have, and it's definitely helped, and I'm so grateful for you, Philip. Thank you so much for doing this. I'll never forget when I first found this page. It literally had like one post on TikTok, and I immediately called the number because I was going through like emotional breakdown. But I've literally, I wish I could see my voice messages that I've left, because I know that I've had a lot of change, and it's just insane to think that like I could change so much in such a, short amount of time, really, when you look at it. And yeah, so thank you. But anyway, what you do is amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay. To sum it all up, I think that relationships are hard. And I think that once you finally get into a relationship where you feel like it's super healthy and that person is amazing and treats you well, it's really hard to live without it, because then you resort back into your old feelings of maybe I should just, go and do something that isn't, matching my emotional standards, and that is, just talking to whoever and flirting with whoever. And I'm not really the type of person to do that. I'm not. And I think it is important that I'm able to recognize those, like self-destructive tendencies that I have, especially after this relationship, because it was a very tough breakup, and I allowed myself to feel like, even for one day, and one day is enough to really change somebody, but I allowed myself to feel like that. And I'm just so grateful that I have the emotional stability that I'm at, that I'm able to recognize that, and I'm able to not get stuck in that repetitive self-destructive pattern of just going and flirting with the first guy I see to, get into whatever, to forget about that person. But in reality, we're not meant to forget about the people like that we love. We're meant to remember them and cherish them and hold on to them. And I think that that's beautiful. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing about life, is that for most of my life, I've grown up to believe that loving somebody and watching them leave is a bad thing, because you have to keep that love with you for your whole life. But now as an adult, and at the level where I'm at right now within my own self-love and self-happiness, I've grown to know that it's never a bad thing to love somebody, and it's an even more beautiful thing to keep that person with you forever, as long as you live.
Hi. I guess I just want to start by saying I might be addicted to the pain I feel. I have spent so long in my life struggling, fighting, surviving, and now times have changed. Situations different, people are different, home is different, but that feeling inside, it's still the same. And I could feel good, I could smile and feel joy, but I feel like it's always followed by guilt. Maybe I'm not cut out for this kind of stuff. Maybe staying inside is the good idea, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. After this long of being told, keep your head up, it gets better. Starting to look around like, man, when? When?
I just wanted to say, Connor, if you ever see this, I miss you. And I made my Xbox password the same as yours. And, I know you have hoes, so, squeeze me into your roster when you have time. I'm signing up for it too. I miss you. I love you. Come home. I know you miss me. I love you, baby. Bye.
Hi. I guess I'm just on here to vent. But I've been with my boyfriend for about almost 2 years, and our anniversary is coming up in like a week and a half. And it just seems like we're so distant. Like he doesn't have time for me anymore. You know, he always seems to be preoccupied with everything and everyone else, and he always has time for everything and everyone else except for me. And at this point, I'm just wondering if he even really loves me anymore. If I'm even worth loving anymore. I'm starting to question myself. I'm starting to question if this is even worth it. And I guess that scares me because I know that I love him, but I don't think I can do this anymore unless he shows me that he really, really, really does love me. But, yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck is your problem? I just don't get you. I don't get you at all. I go through the most heart-wrenching breakup of my life. And I get to a point where I'm tired of constantly leaning on other people. So I distance myself. I don't talk to people who don't talk to me first, who I'm always the one initiating everything. And that just ends up in me and you not talking for 3 or 4 months. But then I realize that, hey, we've been best friends for 6 years. I want to check in on how you're doing. And then out of nowhere, I check in last week, not a fucking response. I text your girlfriend, no response there either. I thought you might just have notifications muted, something like that. Not a single fucking thing. I don't get what happened. I have no idea what happened. Am I supposed to apologize for putting myself first and giving myself space? Or you just, I don't know. I don't get it. I think I deserve it. Well, no, I know. I deserve an explanation. You have no right to just treat me like that and to talk about me. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It takes 2 people to start a conversation. You know, it wasn't just me who didn't talk to you for 3 months. You also didn't talk to me for 3 months. Okay? I checked in. I said, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. I didn't miss anything. I did everything I should have done. And I'm getting better. I have people around me now. But then I come back to this and it's just pure silence. I'm being ignored like I'm just a bitch. What? Fuck you, man.
Hi. Well, I guess the main thing I'm gonna say is I feel lost. I don't know what I should do in my life. I feel like I don't know whether I should reevaluate my life choices. I mean, at 22 years old, I'm sitting in my parents' basement smoking weed almost every night, drinking alcohol like it's water. And I'm trying to stop it for sure, but I mean, it's difficult because I work a hard job and I get practically scolded every minute for fucking something up. And it's I don't know. Everyone around me says that I'm doing the correct thing. I'm doing the right thing. You're on the right path. You're making the right decisions. But then I go to work and I just feel like I've made the biggest mistake of my career. And I don't know what to do with myself. I sit here and cry because I'm lonely, but I can't go out because I barely have any money to spend on anything. And I can't move out. It's too expensive. I can't buy new parts because it's too expensive. I can't build a new PC because it's too expensive. And then that's totally like a first world problem. And I'm definitely just whining about some weird stuff, but I feel just alone and lost. For whatever reason, I feel like I should just switch everything up. But I won't because I'm too scared to do it. So, thank you.
Hey family, just want you all to know that I love you. I don't really like most of the things that you do, but I love you. Goodbye.
Hi. I don't know. I had to get this out somewhere. And I just want to tell you that I'm beginning to miss you a little less every day. And I hate it. I hate the fact that I don't know if I love you anymore. I hate the fact that I don't need to see you every day anymore. I hate the fact that you're not what's on my mind all the time. Every time I remember that, all I can think of was the time when you were the only thing on my mind. Day in and day out, you were the first thing that I thought of in the morning and the last thing that I thought of before I went to bed. And now you're not anymore. And I don't know how to feel about that. Well, I do feel very, very empty without that feeling. And I don't know when my grief turned into emptiness, but I know that it did. And now I'm just grieving the person I used to be when I was in love with you, when we were in love with each other. And I'm just so scared that I'm going to forget you and you're going to forget me. And I really hope that you don't. In an ideal world, I really do wish that we made our way back to each other, but I don't know if we will. I hate this for us. It just feels like a waste.
I feel like every year, when the first leaf hits the ground, my brain decides that it doesn't want to do anything anymore and that it just doesn't want to be here anymore. And I don't really understand how that works, but it happens every year, and it's been happening for so fucking long. And it's always in fall and winter time. I don't know. I feel like I've never really been able to have just normal emotions. It's always the extreme, like in either fucking way. I'm always either manic or I'm severely fucking depressed,
And it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what it feels like to have a normal brain. Like, what do you mean people exist? It's just like this constant state of like good emotional well-being, you know?
So, I've reached the scariest point in my life. It's funny because growing up, many of us are prone to anxiety, depression, all of that. And I was, like many others. But, you know, you kept going. I kept going. I pushed on. I did my work. I worked very hard at everything I did. And I remember hearing a story about a patient at an old job I used to work at and how he was not working and was staying home because his anxiety and depression was so bad. And I remember judging him because all I thought was, wouldn't that just make it worse? Why would you do that? Like, come on. And that was 7 or 8 years ago. And it sticks out in my brain so much because nobody understands until you experience it. And here I am at the lowest, worst, scariest point of my life. And I can't get out of bed anymore. I don't want to get out of bed anymore. I've lost interest in everything I used to love. I've lost a lot of people I love. I've definitely been dealt a bad hand, but I know I must be at fault for at fault somewhat for the position I'm in, but I know I worked really hard and it seems like everybody else just moved on and I just didn't because life didn't give me the opportunity to be happy or for my work to pay off or for anything I ever did to pay off. I see now the stigma because, you know, it's so talked about, anxiety, depression, all of that. It's so talked about, mental health awareness, this, that, but when it really gets down to it, nobody knows how to handle it when somebody is deep in their struggle. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear you complain. Nobody knows how to answer, so they just don't want to hear it. Or they think that you're exaggerating, or they think that you're just looking for attention. And it's so true because I'm living it. I can't talk to anybody. I have one friend I can talk to because he gets it, because he experiences it. All my other friends, they moved on with their lives, and I'm here. And I'm here wondering how I'm going to get myself out of this hole because nothing matters anymore.
I've had this ongoing debate in my head whether I've felt true love or limerence, following an ongoing battle of whether those that I quote-unquote loved and cared about truly loved and cared for me the same way back. And I've come to the conclusion of no. But I think it was very close. In romantic encounters, I've learned to believe that the cold water that embraces your body feels warm, while warm water boils your skin when you're freezing cold. And that a person will eat everything when malnourished and their stomach is eating itself. And the plainest and smallest of meals are fulfilling and saturated with flavor for them. That a person in a burning house is convinced the whole world around them is on fire with no escape. But such metaphorical expressions exposing said situations don't happen instantaneously because you condition yourself to believe said scenarios long enough
where it becomes a habit. It's comforting. It's what you know. It's what you feel like you deserve. If you place a frog in boiling water, it will instantaneously jump out. Whereas if you boil the water while the frog is submerged, it won't realize that it's boiling alive. In the absence of affection, humans take the smallest of things and call it love. And the bare minimum feels like everything when you had nothing prior. If you carry bricks from your past, you'll end up building the same house, only for it to fall down yet again. Why do nice people choose the wrong people to date? I no longer want to accept the love I think I deserve, and I don't think that anyone should. I promised myself to release this weight once I'm done learning and healing from it. I promised to pick up the crumbs of trauma from my past embedded in my carpet, even if it means doing it one by one. And I promised to counter-condition myself from such beliefs and to change my definition of love. I am lovable, and anyone listening to this as well is also lovable, and they should believe that.
Hey, this is for Eric. Been tough without you, and I'm so sorry things ended up the way it did. Just know that wherever you go, I am going to love you from a distance, and I hope your studies go well, and I hope we meet in another lifetime. I miss you, and I love you.
It's just been so hard, man. I was in a relationship with this girl for a year, and she left for the dude she told me not to worry about, and it's like, still think about her every night, man. I know I probably should have done a lot of things better, but it was my first time loving too. I just wish the things that I let slide for her, she let slide for me. But it wasn't like that ever. And I'm still in love with her, and I think I always will be. I don't know. Bye.
Hi, Philip. I made one of these probably 6 to 8 months ago, and I just wanted to update. I don't know if you ever posted my part one or if it's just floating out there, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm not in an entirely different situation. I just think that I've grown a lot this last year, and I made amends with my dad, who's going to prison presumably for the next 10 years. I made amends with some exes, got some piercings, and I'm going to college in about 10 days. So there's a lot to look forward to now, and the clouds have kind of cleared. Thanks. Yeah.
Hi, Philip. I don't know if this still works, if you've gotten so many voicemails over the years, because I've been trying to keep track. It's been a while that I've been following, and I think it's phenomenal that you give people this space and you present their stories. And I just want to say that it doesn't always have to be bad. It gets easier, and anybody who's worried that it won't get easier, you're just in the dark, deep place right now. 'Cause I've been there. I used to love the dark, deep place, but now I'm in a place where I get to see so many beautiful things, and yes, it's hard sometimes and frustrating, but to anybody who's worried about if it will ever get better, if it gets easier, it does. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some grace. And just feel. It's okay to feel. Okay to be sad and angry. But just know that at some point that has to end and it will all be okay. And I hope you all have a wonderful night and get wonderful rest. Thank you again, Philip.
How do I start? I fell in love with a girl after knowing her for coming up on 2 years now. I was a person who didn't understand what love was a while ago. And so I threw myself into situations that I now kick myself for. And they affect where I'm at now with this girl. It's hard knowing that I have dug a hole for myself and created a place where I can't move forward with someone that I want to be with due to things that I've done in the past. Thank you for this. It's a cool thing to do.
Hi. This is going to be a voicemail if it ever gets posted, but this is for my ex. It kills me that you want to move on.
Hey, I don't feel appreciated by you, and I feel like if I disappear, you won't notice.
Hey, okay, I've just gotta say this out loud. I've just paid for a surgery I'm about to have in a week, and the surgery is very important to me. I've been saving up for a couple of years now, and my mom is not very supportive of this at all, which kind of sucks, but you know, the surgery is for me and to help me feel a little bit more comfortable in my body, and it's a safe procedure, and it does have medical benefits as well. So I'm very happy and I'm very proud of myself, and I'm just really excited because it's finally happening after, years of feeling so self-conscious and just growing up thinking I look so different from people and feeling like everybody notices, and, you know, the reality of that is probably nobody even notices, but I'm very happy for myself, and I could give the younger version of myself all the hugs and love right now, and just, if I could go back and tell her one thing, it's like, everything's gonna work out, Faith, like, everything's gonna work out just the way it needs to. And yeah, that's all. I'm just super grateful for my life and super grateful to have the privilege of to be able to, you know, adjust and touch up things on my body that I'm not 100% pleased with. But I mean, at the end of the day, I love myself exactly how I am. And again, I'm just so grateful for this opportunity and for everything falling into place the way it needs to. That felt so good to let off. Okay, that's all. Bye. Thank you so much.
Hi. I don't know. I feel really bad because some of my friends, like, it just feels like I'm their best, well, it's hard to put into words, but it's just, in short, it's really obvious that they just don't care about me. And I really want to cut them off and find new people, but I don't know. It's hard for me to socialize as it is. And I feel like the only reason they still talk to me is because they don't have a reason to cut me off, if that makes any sense. But I don't know. This isn't the first time I felt like this in a group. So I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's me and not my environment. And I don't know. I feel like I'm always too much, but I'm also not enough at the same time. And I feel like I'm just kind of in a loop. But I don't know. It also feels kind of stupid in a way, if that makes any sense. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Hey, Philip. This is the second time I've called. Called back July, I think. It's not doing good then either. It's worse now. I don't know what's keeping me here. I really don't. I'm just so tired. I don't feel like I have anyone truly in my corner. And all I need is one person. I just need one person. Thing is, though, I feel like I'm too fucked up to push myself on anybody. That's it, I guess.
It's been like 5 months since she said she wasn't ready. And thing is, I think of her every single day, every minute of my day. And I look at her now, and it looks like she's completely forgot about me. It's like she moved on so fast, and I can move on from her. And all of a sudden she's my, I don't know.
Hey man, I just saw this on Instagram. I really don't know much about the project. I'm surprised I even found the number, to be honest. I don't usually click links, but I don't know. I've been going through a lot of stuff in my life at the moment, and a lot of people in my life happen to know about it, but I feel like I haven't really been able to express my kind of feelings about it or whatever. I have a therapist, and sometimes it's hard to be totally transparent, but I was dating this girl for a bit, and I loved her. I loved her a lot. She loved me. She definitely still does. But she kind of pushed on my boundaries a lot. And I'd, tell her time after time, like, hey, don't do these things, and don't put me in these situations. And, I had a lot of sympathy for her because, I'm a former, addict or whatever. I've been clean for like 4 years now. And she was in recovery, and, basically one day after her being sober for a while, I came home from work and she wasn't, and she was, on drugs and drinking, and she started coming at me, and it's totally unprompted, and, she doesn't even remember any of it, but, she ended up, really, attacking me and hurting me as a person. And I told her, hey, you gotta go, like you gotta go to your parents' house because I need space. I wasn't trying to end anything, but she took it hard, and she tried to end her life. She was in the psych ward for like 8 or 9 days, and it sucks, man. I love her. I really fucking do. I really love this woman. But I know that I can't be with her. It's not going to work, Like how do you maneuver that? How do you look somebody in the face that you loved a few days ago, you still love now, and you know that you can't be with them? I just hope that they get their life together, and maybe in another lifetime or maybe years from now we see each other and things work out. But until then, I got to keep doing me. You know what I mean?
I don't know how I'm supposed to support my fiance. I
Hello. I'm once again calling to avoid calling the person that I want to call. And I know that I shouldn't call. I know. It has been a month and a half, and I have not spoken to her. I'm really proud of myself, but it's also heartbreaking. This morning, it was a beautiful, chilly morning, and it felt like fall. And it was really annoying and really stupid. It was just popping my head. But I really wish that I would have gotten to. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Hey, Phil. I don't really have anyone, so I figured this would probably be a good place to talk, I guess. My girlfriend had broken up with me today, and I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore. I've never loved anyone as much as her, we've been together for a long time and have been through a lot. And we we've been through a lot, you know. I mean, I get work and home has been kind of stressful lately, but I'm gonna miss seeing her. I'm gonna miss doing things with her, waking up next to her. You know, I don't really know what I'm gonna do anymore. I'm kind of lost. I don't really have friends. I don't really have a family that I can talk to. So, this was the best I have. I'm gonna try to figure it out. I don't know. Thanks, Phil, for listening. Bye.
Yo, Philip, this is a really fucking cool project, dude. Thank you so much for letting us have this opportunity, dude. I just want to get in here and say I love my life. I really do. It's just that holy shit, I didn't think I would make it here. Like I don't know if anyone else had that feeling where they're dissociating and they realize how sweet life is. I'm just emotional because I didn't think I would ever be here. I thought I would be dead in 2018. That was a crazy thing to say, but I'm just really fucking thankful I'm here. And thank you for everyone who just stayed with me. And I fucking love them more than anything, but yeah, just glad that I'm fucking making it. So, thanks.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this